Welcome everyone to a very special episode of Two Men No Hope, because this is my birthday episode, Jamie. I don't hide it like you. I'm quite proud of my age. Yeah, millennial. But how you doing, man? It's fucking hot today.
It is hot. I'm good. The only thing I'm going to touch on is I've got a story that I've been keeping on for 2 weeks, because obviously we've had guests on and I've not been able to say it. So
okay.
This is my story. So basically, me and my two brothers, my other brother has had a kid recently in the last couple of months. We haven't done anything together since he's had the kid, so we decided as brothers, we were going to go and have a day together, go to the cinema and go to have a meal and stuff and do normal human being things. And what ended up happening was it was the fucking National Cinema Day, where everyone just pays £3 to go to the cinema.
Yes, it was.
And I tried to get into the cinema, and I tried 3 different towns, and I couldn't get into one movie, even movies that I wasn't even interested in. Even Jurassic Park 30 years anniversary. Couldn't get into it.
I did. I went and saw Equalizer 3 in IMAX because it was free.
Yeah, Dan, you're a piece of shit, Dan. I bet you were surrounded by people.
Why? How could you not ask the guy that goes to the cinema every week when National Cinema Day is?
Because I wouldn't even know there was a National Cinema Day, because I've spent the last 6 months going to the cinema and I'm the only person in the theatre, and then all of a sudden I can't get a seat. These fucking part-time wankers.
Well,
but yeah, that's my little gripe. That's a fuck Cineworld again. Fuck you. Fuck cinema is done for me. I'm done. I got rid of my card after that.
I go to the Odeon. Never had a problem. But anyway, you fucking cinema. I'm glad you held that in, Jamie. I'm glad you held that in.
Really done my nutting. 3 weeks I've been sitting on that.
3 weeks. But as I said, it's my birthday, Jamie. Do you know what I want for my birthday?
I know what you want, and you've got it.
I have got it. I'm the D meat in between 2 slices of fresh J bread. That's what I am. Because everyone has wanted it, and we've wanted it too, and we've pried him away from his beautiful new child, and it's Jim. Jim is back. Welcome, man. I'm so happy to have you.
Happy birthday, Danny. Glad to sandwich your meat between me and Jamie.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure J bread would be a bestseller as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like J bread. What would J bread be? Like jam in the bread, mixed in. Oh yeah.
Getting all sticky up in here. Actually, I'm pretty sweaty, so it is quite sticky.
Yeah, what's the temperature in Britain at the minute?
I'll tell you what the temperature is in my fucking room right now. Oh, it's only 18. That's how you can tell it's slightly younger.
18 up there. It's down here is 29.
It might be then because I'm under this fucking light bulb. But I'm not turning the light out. That's really creepy. But everyone knows, Jim, that you've been away because obviously you've had a lot going on. But how is being a father now? You got a beautiful daughter.
Yeah, it's good, man. The first 3 months of having a kid is brutal, but now we're 6 months in, it's all good. But I've been reading a bunch of parenting books, like child psychology and raising kids. And the more you read, the more you're like, oh man, my parents really fucked me up. It's like, yeah, you definitely shouldn't do this. Like, oh, my parents would always do that. So yeah, it's interesting as well, because then when you meet other adults and they start doing things, you're like, oh, that's because your parents did this or that. It's really strange to learn about that stuff. But yeah, it's good. Great having a kid, but it's a lot of work, man.
It's funny because I had a different intro plan for tonight, because you sent me and Jim a photo of you with your baby on your chest holding some weights. And I said to Jamie, I was like, he's now, for the podcast state, his name is now the Muscle Daddy.
Muscle Daddy, oh yeah. Next week
I was
going to
do
like Daddy.
I was going to do like a wrestling intro, an intro as your Muscle Daddy, but
could you imagine that in the WWE, someone comes into the ring with a baby strapped to their chest and immediately just boot to the baby the fucking ground.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be too surprised if that actually has happened in a wrestling show. It probably has happened.
Yeah. Vince McMahon cares little for wrestlers, let alone babies. He's just like, yeah, just strap the triplets to yourself. Fuck it.
There was who was that wrestler that recently passed away? I heard he did some pretty fucked up shit.
Oh yeah, Brian. I can't remember. Brian Wyatt. I think, is it Wyatt?
Something like that. I heard he had
Part
like
of the Wyatt family. They were like their whole thing was like they were like hillbilly, like kind of Chainsaw Massacre type.
yeah, he had like a Slipknot mask thing made, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like a child's TV show thing.
Yeah, it looked really cool actually. I do remember Vince McMahon doing a storyline with Kurt Angle. I'm pretty sure it was Kurt Angle raping his daughter. There was a storyline of Stephanie McMahon getting raped by Kurt Angle.
Yeah, because
Christ.
there's a great clip of Vince McMahon shouting, "Come out here, you rapist!" Which is hilarious.
That's the length you go for entertainment, Dan. We need to take some notes from Vince McMahon.
Mate, I hit that a few episodes in. I'm on a decline. I couldn't get any higher than what I did when we first started.
Dan peaked episode 3, and now we're trying to bring him back into normality.
Because you imagine Kurt Angle when Vince McMahon's like, "Yeah, when I introduce you tonight, I'm going to shout, 'Come out here, you rapist.'" It's just like, what the fuck? No.
You've got to get into character as well, ain't you?
And
How
apparently
you
in person, he's like the nicest guy ever, Kurt Angle. So he'd just be like, "Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's okay. I'll do it."
I couldn't fucking imagine it.
But there's a clip of him like when she walks into the door, and he just closes the door with like some weird grin, like it's in like a 1980s fucking soap opera. It is so weird, man. It's honestly the weirdest storyline ever.
Mate, that was so fucked up.
That was
There
my
was a
childhood,
whole-
man.
Didn't Randy Savage and didn't his one is like they pretended that his wife was banging
Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
and and that collapsed like his entire marriage. Like the whole fucking thing fell through because they were pretending that they.
Yeah,
That's mental,
something like
man,
that.
that.
And then she ended up sleeping with another wrestler or something in real life.
Yeah. And then he met someone else and fucking died in a car crash or something, didn't
Wrestling's fucking pretty bleak when you think about it.
It would have been hard for
Especially
her
the
having...
Undertaker.
Yeah. It would have been hard for his wife, like, having sex with Macho Man Randy Savage, where every time he's banging her, he's like, "Oh, yeah!" She's like, "Oh, fucking hell, man."
He's like, "Go upstairs and get yourself ready for me."
Fuck's sake.
I need to move this away from
oh.
piss me off.
I was gonna tell Jim before this, but I thought I'd leave it for the podcast. So Jim, me and Jamie technically entered ourselves, but the listeners followed suit. And we entered into the British Podcast Awards 2023.
Oh, fantastic. How
Yeah,
can I
so-
vote for that?
Oh, it's too late.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I was getting to. Yeah, sorry, I thought I told you. my brain. But that might have been our one vote, Jamie. Anyway, yeah, so everyone did a fucking great job. Like everyone voted, family voted, friends of family, and then it ended Thursday.
Wednesday.
And yeah, so what section were we in? Comedy, weren't we? We're in the comedy section.
We were part of Sex and Relationships. When I was looking into it, we were in Sex and Relationships. We were in comedy. It wasn't just comedy. It was something else comedy. It was like improv or maybe comedy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And People's Choice, obviously. And there was another one, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, Mental Health.
Oh yeah,
A mental health one.
So we actually came. So it gets shortlisted from the top 5, and we were 6th.
We got an
Oh,
honourable mention. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
honourable mention list, right? Yeah. So we were one place. We almost beat. What was the 5th place? The guy from the news.
5th place was a guy from Radio 1 called Jordan North. He was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here a couple of years ago.
oh wow, you
He's
guys
like-
did really well.
Got a big fan base, yeah. I think
Congratulations,
from
man.
what the thing looked like, it was like we were like a couple of votes off. So we
Yeah, I could have got you over the edge, man.
Could have knocked you
tell
over
me
the
next
edge,
time.
I didn't even think.
we don't know because we never got clarification whether people coming from outside of the UK whether their votes counted. because quite a few of the US guys said they voted. We don't know whether that counted or not.
I think
Whether
it
they
did.
went that deeply into it.
I think a vote's a vote, isn't it, at the end of the day? Because
You would hope
when you
so.
go on social media, it's worldwide, isn't it? So if you're voting for your favourite British podcast, it would still count.
Yeah, if that's the case, me and my baby can vote next time.
Oh, yeah.
Help you win.
Next time we're going to do a proper... Every single day we're going to bombard the fucking listeners with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We mentioned
Until
it
we have
every
no
episode and
listeners.
stuff. Yeah, they're sick of it. They'll be ready next year. But no, I did do a quick video. I just wanted to thank everyone that did it, because it meant a lot. We just did it just to see how we're doing. We obviously did way better than we ever thought we did, and next year we know we're going to win. So
Yeah.
we're going to be down there. It's free drink and alcohol as well. Free food and drink. Sorry, free alcohol and drink. So I'm going to be blackout drunk.
It's not even for the accolades, it's for the free bar.
For the free drink,
Free bar, yeah.
As soon as I looked it up, I messaged Jamie and I was like, dude, there's free drink with this fucking thing. I was like, we need to get in on this.
We need
It's
you
like
to fly our
£120 a
collaborator
ticket.
Jim over.
Yeah. He's our sound guy. We can't actually do a speech without him, just to make
He's
sure everything's okay.
half deaf, but he does our audio. Yeah.
You could be an executive producer. There you go.
Yeah. On our Weinstein. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a bad
But
example.
like, what does he do to do with the podcast? He's involved.
I
That's all we need
casted
to know.
Dan.
Yeah.
He turns up drunk with his baby on his chest, and he's like, "Is that man hammered?" No, that's just what he's on. He's like, "It's fine."
Dumbbells in each hand.
He's just disabled. It's fine. That's what they are.
They're not real dumbbells. They're full of like alcohol that he sips from as he's doing weights.
I'm just talking like Macho Man Randy Savage the whole time.
Can't get our speech out.
You
'cause we're
don't come out of
shouting at you.
character.
Oh man, that freaks me out when people do that. I can't handle shit. Our mate Dom used to be the master of freaking you out. Like, he used to eat things and then like just look at you and, oh mate, makes you feel the most uncomfortable you've ever felt. And it would just keep going. You couldn't stop him. It would just keep going.
Yeah, he maintained pretty strong eye contact when he'd eat banana. That was pretty uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if I told the podcast, one of my favourite times, we were at a birthday party for our mate, and there was like a blow up guy with like a dick, like a sex toy, and Dom got hold of it and ate a load of the birthday cake, which was like chocolate, and like spat it and rubbed it onto the blow up penis, and then threw it into the dance floor, so it looked like someone had put up their ass. And then fucking everyone went mental. We were just sitting at this table fucking laughing. You were, I'm sure you were there, weren't you?
Who?
Jim.
Maybe, yeah. I just love the fact you had to clarify it with, it was this blow up man with a penis. It was a sex thing, like as if it's something. It was a child's toy.
Just a natural thing you have at every birthday party. I don't want to say his name because obviously he's still doing like music and that, and I'm like, oh yeah, he had a blow up fucking.
Oh yeah,
do that at
but
birthday party.
that was like whenever they had an inflatable sheep at another place that we'd always get that.
That did not last long. That got a hole in it quite quick, like an unnatural hole.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's lube in it as well. I touched it. I was like, oh.
You used to be able to get stuff like that out the machines in like the bars and like the toilets.
That was amazing
Really?
when
Like-
pubs used to have stuff like that. So you're like, oh,
Yeah, like
excitement
blow-up
tonight
dolls
to
and
see
shit.
what we get. Yeah.
We were out one night and Jim took a really cheap machine Viagra. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, they worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked.
Oh yeah, I was like, I took it, I was laughing. Then an hour later, I was like, I need to leave.
That was like the grottiest bar in Luton as well. Like,
Yeah.
like you would think it was like a Tic Tac. They were just getting money out of a machine.
It was rough.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. So the listeners love a good game, and I thought as it's my birthday and we've got Jim, and we're all from England, even though Jim lives in Canada, but I'd make a game for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Jamie's not done too well at these, so I've made it quite simple for you. So you're right, Jamie.
Yeah, because what Dan does is he blindsides me with it, doesn't tell me anything about it, so I've got no preparation for it.
Look at the smug
To be-
bastard laughing on
Yeah,
his
I know,
sofa.
To be fair, for the one between Brian, I honestly thought you'd seen a lot of the movies that I got the stuff from, and you hadn't.
Yeah, true. True.
So that threw me off. So I was.
But you did throw me into a quiz on history and movies with a guy that does a podcast on history and movies.
Well, he was the guest, wasn't he? I had to make it in his favour.
That's like throwing me in with Jim and then asking me a D&D question.
Or
I'm
babies. Because he's now the master. He's the muscle daddy, isn't he? He's got all the answers.
At what week do you stop feeding milk? I'm like,
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. I'd
breasts
probably
dry up?
lose, and they would just be embarrassing.
Everyone's trying to find the helpline.
And I would write my own book, how to raise a child, even though I haven't got a fucking clue.
We've had a couple questions about kids. You know what I mean? So people trust us. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So today's game is called What Did He Say? Where I take lines from movies and put them into Cockney rhyming slang generator and see what it comes out with.
Oh, no.
Can today's contestants figure out what I'm saying? So as per game before, Jamie, as you didn't get this for last time, to answer the question you have to shout your name out. The first one to shout their name gets to answer the question. Jamie just likes to blurt the answer out because he's trying to think of it. I just kept
I'm
going,
competitive, Dan.
I was
That's
like,
what
I
it
can't
is.
take that, Jamie. I can't take that.
What if, is there
Right.
like a penalty if one of us shouts our name and then goes, oh, wait, hang on a sec, and then is trying to figure it out after? There's got to be a penalty for that.
Oh yeah, I'll move it on.
All right.
I'll move it on.
It has to be instant swap to the other person or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Right, so I've done a practice question. It isn't from a movie, just to get you in the mood. But when we do the game, so you've got to obviously guess the line and then what film it was from. They're really fucking simple.
Is it a
because-
line from a film?
Yeah, like a famous quote.
Oh, no.
But
Okay.
they're really simple because obviously the rhyming slang generator is a bit rough. So I can only use small. So it's like one line. So it's not anything. And some of them are really fucking obvious. But this is a practice one, right? So it goes. I was running to the blooming Kazi in a Tom Brad Pitt myself.
I was running to the
Jamie.
toilet and I shit myself.
Oh no, Jay, you have to say your
I-
name.
Okay.
You got to say your name. Yeah, go on, Jay.
I was running to the toilet and shit myself.
Yeah,
Nearly
that's
shit
right.
myself.
Fuck yeah, I say about Jamie and Jim does it straight off the bat.
Sorry, yeah. It's really hard
There
to
you go.
not just, say it.
It is
Blurt out
hard,
the
isn't
answer,
it?
yeah.
See? It is
Yeah.
hard, Dan.
You smug git,
But yeah.
then. Yeah.
Knowing
So
full well that I would cock it up as well.
Does it use, like, proper rhyming slang, the generator, or is it making up rhyming slang?
Yeah,
'Cause
because
that was
Kazi is
proper-
toilet,
yeah,
innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Brad Pitt is shit.
Yeah.
I used one to start with, and I was like, this doesn't seem like it's. Well, I can't remember what the last one. I deleted it. So then I found another one that seemed a bit more believable.
Legit.
Yeah. But it's hard because obviously, because it's London rhyming, the actual normal words are spelt wrong or missing letters. So I'm trying to say it as the way it's said. I'm not a proper Londoner, so it's probably better coming from Jim. He's got more of that accent than me. Right, question 2. I golden dove the bloody the hair gel of napalm in the bleeding days dawning.
Could you repeat that?
I golden dove the bloody hair gel of napalm in the bleeding days dawning.
There you go. Can you say it again?
I thought there was one word in there, and I was like, both of you would know that straight away. I golden dove the bloody hair gel of napalm in the bleeding days dawning.
Something to do with Vietnam. Oh, that's it.
I know
Jamie.
the first one.
James,
Good morning, Vietnam.
no, you have to.
Fuck.
Do you know what was the line you thought it was?
I have no idea. I haven't seen that film.
Jim, like this was common. I thought you'd
Jim,
know this one straight.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the movie?
Apocalypse Now. The first one that is Love. I knew that, and then I was like, "What the fuck's the rest?" But yeah, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
I've-
That's
I've
right.
never fucking
Pockets
seen this
now.
film.
Yeah, Dove is love, isn't it? I didn't get the hair gel, but then I suppose it's smell, isn't it? Smell.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be smell. Right. Set question 3. You're gonna need a bigger nanny goat.
Jim, you're gonna
Yeah.
need a bigger boat. Jaws.
Yeah. Nanny goat. Boat. Jamie? Come on, man.
I don't even know that. I didn't even know that was a line. So
This is scary because listeners want us to do movie reviews, and Jamie apparently doesn't know fucking anything.
Jaws is like fucking in the 80s, man. I've never fucking seen Jaws.
Are you starting this again, Jamie? You're going to start this again? Right, question 4. I'll be hammer and tack.
Jim, Terminator, I'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. That was good.
I'm so glad this is going up on YouTube. You could just see everyone's stunned faces. I thought this would be really easy. But everyone's just like, nah.
I think it's the extra word in there throwing me off.
Oh, what, hammer and tack?
Yeah, because they said hammer. And if you said I'll be tack, I'll be like, okay.
That's the thing from working construction in London. I only know the bad rhyming slang.
Oh, yeah, like apples and pears. What's
some that I probably can't repeat on here, like, you know, raspberry ripple.
Racial slurs.
You raspberry, you ripple. Yeah, it was cripple.
Cripple,
raspberry ripple.
I think I did say that in one episode. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Raspberry ripple. That's brilliant.
This one is a long one, but I still think you get it. Me mama always said porridge knife was like a Charles Fox of chocolates. You'll never know what you're going to get.
Jamie.
Jim. Oh, you go, Jamie.
Jamie.
My mama always said that life is a box of chocolates.
Yeah. Movie?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. See, the beginning was confusing, and then that last line was like, oh, yeah, I know what it is. There was no rhyme and slang in it, except some missing letters like, now what? Now what you're going to get? Right, question 6. Say hello to my little China plate.
Jamie.
Go on, Jamie.
Say hello to my little friend.
Movie?
But that was mate, right? China plate.
Yeah, China plate. Yeah.
That's great.
Can you imagine him doing that?
Yeah.
Say hello to my little China plate.
The British version.
I'm going to have to turn this fucking light off in a minute because I'm absolutely fucking cooking. Right, question 7. Take your pen and ink and pause, Frank Domi, you damned 2 ape. 238. Ah, I fucked it then. Okay,
Jim, take your hands off me, you damn dirty ape, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That last bit's really hard to say. You damn 238. 230. Right, question 6. Earwig to them, children of the bleeding night, what music they make.
Can you repeat that?
I'd say it again.
I don't know if you guys get this one because this is an old one. Earwig to them, children of the bleeding night, what music they make.
Children.
This is quite an old movie. I think it's like 40s, 50s.
Mother of Jesus Christ.
But it's a famous one. That's why I thought you might know
Jesus Christ on a bike. Is it Jamie?
Yeah.
Can you repeat it?
You can't. I'll say your name and ask me to repeat it.
I think it's Dracula.
Okay, do you know what sort of the line would be?
It's like children, something of the night. I can't remember. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, you're right. Innit? Listen to them, children of the night. What music they make?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's when he's talking to, I think, Renfield at the beginning, and it was saying he's talking to him.
I only know that because of the Tell Him Steve Dave guys. Walt is obsessed with Dracula and like all them old monsters. Yeah.
Is he the one that did the movie, the horror movie?
No, that's Brian. Vulgar, about the killer clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
He directed that.
If he comes on the show, I'll have to watch it, but I haven't seen it. Right, question 9. I orange peel the bloomin' need. The need for speed.
Oh, man. I know the line, but I don't know the movie.
Say it again.
I orange peel the bloomin' need. The need for speed.
I know the line. I didn't realise it was from this movie. I can't remember the movie.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'll give it to Jim if you know.
Jim.
What's the line?
I feel the need for speed, but I don't know the movie.
Apparently, it was in Top Gun.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I didn't know it was in that.
I only see the second Top Gun. I haven't seen the first one.
I preferred the second one. I thought it was a lot better.
That's good to know.
Right, last question. Nobody puts basin of gravy in a Johnny Horner. That's quite an easy line, but that's quite a complicated Cockney. Do you want it again?
Yeah.
Basic gravy.
Nobody puts basin of gravy in a Johnny Horner.
Oh, I know the line, but I don't know the film.
Has Jamie got anything?
Is it Chicken of the Cave?
No. Jim, if you know the line, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
The one thing is basic gravy is either chicken or beef.
No one puts baby in a corner. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
What was that from?
It's Dirty Dancing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Dirty. Oh, Jesus.
Everyone, come on, you got to know the line at least. You ever heard that
I know
line
the
before?
line. Yeah, I've watched Dirty Dancing, weirdly.
The only film I've ever seen with full rhyme and slang was Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. That guy does a whole scene where he like tells a story in rhyme and slang. Yeah.
There was a comedian that did the Cockney Priest, and that's fucking brilliant. Why can't I not remember his name? He's like a really famous.
One of the Rise of the Foot Soldier films as well. They had one of the bad guys in that. He would only speak in rhyme and slang.
What's Rise of the Foot Soldier? What movie's that?
It's like the typical like football hooligan type Green Street football factory type film, but there's been like 20 of them, all Rise of the Foot Soldiers. They've like became like their own cult following, and there's one of them where they go to Marbella. Vinnie Jones was in the last one, I think. But in the one that went to Marbella, the bad guy only speaks in Cockney rhyme and slang, and Charlotte hates them type of films, them British gangster films. And I was watching it, and Charlotte was like, "What the fuck is he saying?" And he's like, "He's not speaking English whatsoever."
It's great. If anyone want to Google, it's from an episode of The Two Ronnies. It's Ronnie Barker. I have to send it to you guys. It's fucking brilliant. He's talking to his congregation, and you're just trying to follow what he says. I'm sure it's talking about someone getting pissed or something, but it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Was Ronnie Barker the tall one or the small one?
Tall one.
The tall one, yeah, the fat one.
Ronnie Corbett was the wee man.
Was it he in that thing called Porridge? Was it not Porridge? Was it Porridge?
Yeah, Porridge, yeah.
Yeah. And
Ronnie Corbett was actually from Edinburgh, do you know that?
Oh, was he?
Yeah, even though he sounds English as anything.
Yeah, because a lot of them actors, when they went to drama school, they teach them to a proper British accent back then, didn't they?
Yeah, they went to like, what was it called? I can't remember. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Articulation, yeah.
Actually, in Porridge was Beckinsale's dad's, Kate Beckinsale's dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty fucking sweet. Yeah. Right. What do you think of the game? Do you think it was tough?
That was good, actually. That's a good game. Yeah. I enjoyed that. Yeah. It's tough.
It was a hard game, but I think it was definitely like enjoyable to play.
We have a couple listeners, especially the American ones, that like the slang and stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be quite good. Pick up a couple old Cockney words. Not that you could tell what I was saying. I liked Johnny Horner. That's an old one. Corner. Johnny Horner.
I remember when this isn't to do with rhyme and slang, but I worked with this Cockney geezer called Dean in London when I was doing plumbing, and we had this apprentice called Ben, and he had a Vauxhall Corsa, and he'd taped on this fucking massive bumper on the front of it, you know, the way people used to. And Dean's standing there smoking, looking at the car, and Ben walks over, and Dean says to me, "Jimmy, what does that car say to you?" I said, I don't know, Dean. He goes, "Cunt."
That's why I love Cockneys, man.
Yeah.
The American guests always pick up on the fact that I say geezer a lot.
Geezer.
And I don't realise I say it a lot. But geezer to them means old man.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know.
Because when I moved here, I'd say that all the time, oh, that geezer. And they go like, well, he's not that old. I'd be like, no, it just means like bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Scotland, black means dirty.
Does it?
Yeah. Apparently, I'd say I've never. You'd see the shock on my face. I can't remember if I told the story on here or not. There was this. She must have been like almost retirement age, like late 60s, old. Reminded me of my nan that I worked with in the co-op, and this like smelly guy came in, and she was like, "Oh, you can't let them black bastards in here." And I'm like, I'm like on the shop floor, and my face went red, and I was like, "You can't say that! You can't say that!" And everyone's laughing, and she's like, "No, it's because he's smelly." Like he's dirty and grimy.
Oh yeah, my family do that.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I was like, you still can't say that on the shop floor because that's really fucking.
Can't be said. Can't be said in public.
I'm like, holy shit!
It'd be hilarious.
Oh my god, I'm panicked.
Like, you can't let them black bastards in here. And you're like, oh, it means stage. She's like, and I fucking hate them Africans as well. Like, oh Jesus!
I was fucking deputy manager. I didn't want to take this little old lady into the fucking office and be like, I'm telling you right now, do not say that again.
Well, what you discuss at your clan meeting stays there, you horrible old lady. Jesus.
It's worse when they remind you of your nan and you're like, oh god, I can't do this. But everyone laughs at the Englishman in Scotland. Right, let's go on the email. So we do a disclaimer now, Jim, just because we're getting a lot more emails and we want to make sure that no one's...
And we're professionals, Dan.
Yeah,
professionals.
Making sure no one's getting up to anything they shouldn't by our terrible advice. Right, so please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions on views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you to see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Right, so this listener emailed in before. He was sleeping with a girl at work, and then he met another one. He was getting abuse. So he says, thank you for the advice. I found a new job, so my situation is nearly over and done with. Hopefully you'd like to know. I mean, it would have been easier if you were able to stay at your own job, but you know what I mean?
Best option, yeah.
Yeah, get away from it. The story of the Arctic roll did make me laugh, Dan. You are a strange breed of man. You didn't know about this, Jim, did you?
No.
So one night, I couldn't be bothered to make any food, so I was going through my fridge, and I found an Arctic roll.
What's an Arctic roll?
Oh my god, I thought Jim would know.
There we go. Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
So it's a old dessert that's like a Swiss roll with ice cream in it. So your grandparents would probably have eaten it. But I basically took that, put it on a plate, and just sat in my kitchen, and ate it for my dinner. So, and I was like, if someone walked past and looked at me, they thought I was going to hang myself. Like that's my last meal.
It's like that guy eating a dinner over the sink, just fucking.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I even pulled the bench from the dining room table into the kitchen and just sat at the counter. I do have a Google thing set up, so I was watching telly. I wasn't just staring at the wall. I was actually watching something. Not that anyone can see that.
That's one of many situations that has happened during the podcast where Dan's air frying random things that don't go together and just eating it as a dinner.
The Arctic roll, that sounds like one of those, you know, when you're growing up and your family ain't got money and you eat these like piss poor desserts. It's like,
it's a pound.
And then you tell other people, like I'll tell other people about desserts and like, I've never heard of that, Jim, because parents have money. It sounds like one of those, the Arctic roll. Like.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, it cost me £1. Fucking blinding though. Not very big either. Anyway, we'll move on. Yes, I am a strange breed of man, but you know, some people love me. So he says, so just have a question for you guys. I have some old school friends trying to organise a reunion, and I'm not really that interested in going, as I'm still in contact with the people that I liked, and everyone else I lost contact with is for a reason. But on the other hand, I'm curious to see if there are any girls who have gotten hot over the years. Is it super shallow for me to only want to go for that reason? No.
It's fine.
If you're a single man, that's more than enough reason to go, I feel.
And it's less work as well because they already know you. And unless you were like shit in school, and then they're going to be like, oh, there's that guy that... Do you remember we had that guy at school that got a boner in swimming class? And then everyone took the piss out of him.
No.
I don't. Oh, I'm going to say his name because Johnny Stowe. Do you remember Johnny Stowe?
Yeah. Oh, I remember. Yeah, because everyone was like, "Oh, we can see you when you're doing the backstroke, Johnny."
Yeah, you got a stress boner.
A stress boner. Can you imagine that's a thing where he's in a high pressure job? It's like, oh, he must be under pressure. He's got a massive erection again.
At least it is massive, unless he's like smuggling a peanut. You know what I mean?
Because I remember he used to do drama plays and stuff, and he came to his science class. He had mascara on from a play, and he was waiting for someone to say something. And our friend Tom went, "Hey, Johnny, I think you forgot your foundation, mate." He fucking lost it.
Poor Johnny. On a sadder note, the last thing I heard about him was he was trying to throw himself off a bridge.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah,
No,
we made jokes saying, "Huh?"
He was living in Wales, so I mean, it's not really a surprise, is it?
He was living in Wales. Yeah, he used to propose to everyone he met, like every girlfriend he had. Even after a week, he'd propose to him. He had like a fucking standalone ring that he would give him.
I know some guys like that.
Yeah, when we found out he was going to jump off a bridge, I was like, "Oh well, the honeymoon didn't go very well, then did it?" Poor guy.
But this guy at the thing, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, like, as long as you're not being rude to the other people, like guys are coming up to you, and you're like, oh hey, and you're like, oh hey John, unless you've grown tits, I don't want to talk to you, and just going for the girls, like, just just show up, make small talk, and
everyone goes to reunions for shallow reasons. They want to know if they're better than their people. They want to know if they look better. They want to know if they're, I mean, no one actually goes to be like, oh, I miss my science teacher. I really like to know if he's still alive. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. It's like with me, I wouldn't go purely down to the fact that I was such a dick to people in school that I would be like, right, I'm not going and spending 2 hours apologising to people 30 years later. It's just not going to happen.
It's like one of those addiction shows where they're sitting in a circle apologising to everyone, but Jamie is like, screw you.
You find Arthur that you used to be in school with when you were 10. You need to fucking make amends because you've got fucking mental health issues. That's not going to happen.
It's just funny going to school in Luton, because if you went to reunion 10 years on, it'd be like, all right, hands up, who's a drug dealer? You're like, oh yeah.
People be on Zoom from prison, just put their hands up.
I'm pretty sure most of mine and Jim's school friends were either had kids or were basically drug dealers. I've told a story of Nick trying to mug us in as we were leaving town.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh shit. He was like, Jim and Dan. He's like, how you doing, guys? And he's like, have you got a cigarette? And we were like, yeah. And he just let us go.
Yeah,
like,
we're happy to be taxed a few cigarettes, not to get beaten up by a gang under a bridge. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I think we had one when we were still in the UK, but we weren't invited. I'm sure Pauline was organising it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm sure she mentioned it before, but I was like, I don't want to fucking go. Half our teachers died as well. Our graphics teacher, science teacher.
I didn't realise teachers went to it as well. I thought it was just the students, but I suppose if it's school run, whatever teachers are left would still go.
You get them shit ones that like people try and organise in a bar, and it's like no one. No,
I think I agree with the guy that, like, I think me and Danny would both be like, the people I want to talk to, I have access to contact them. And everyone else, I'm not really that bothered. And we were pretty lucky. Like, most people in our year at school were all right, nice enough. But yeah, I have no reason to go.
I'm curious about certain people. Like certain people, I thought, oh man, they'd probably make it pretty good. Just curious if they did. But then there's
certain people that don't have Facebook that you like. Yeah. Do they exist anymore?
Yeah.
I don't have Facebook, so yeah.
There you go, Jim. You're one of them.
Yeah,
there's a reason why Jim got rid of his Facebook.
They're like, last thing I heard, he was moving to Canada, and then I show up at the reunion with a giant beard and like a fur coat. Hello, I have been in the wilderness for.
When I went over, a fucking bear's head on top of your head, where you beat it to death.
That's how Jim proposed to his missus.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I took her out in a canoe. And it's funny because when people say to my wife, like, how did Jim propose? And she's like, oh, we paddled down a canoe to a tiny island, you fit like 10 people on it with trees, and he proposed there. And then she's like, yeah, he made me work for my engagement. He made me row myself out there. I'm like, yeah, if you want to row, you got to row for it.
This marriage is going to take work. It's going to take work.
And so being in a canoe with a diamond ring, I was absolutely shitting myself. I was going to drop it.
I bet you was, yeah.
Yeah, I would drop it. I'd be like, fucking, I'm making one out of a branch.
You've done well though to make a situation out of it, because with mine, I had like a massive fuck up with the delivery of it, and Charlotte knew it was coming, and then it was like a weird situation where she knew I had it, and she just was like, I was like, should we go out now then? Now it's arrived. She was like, no, we're not going out now. And then I was like, okay. And then like half an hour, 45 minutes later, I just come out with the ring and just got on one knee in the flat.
Here's a ring. Do you want Domino's tonight?
It ended up being a lovely day after that, but the panic in me during that 45 minutes.
At least you made a good situation out of it. I know a few people who are like, they got engaged because they were like, had an argument or something, and then they're trying to make up for it. Like, at least you're on good terms.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I just remember being in sheer panic, standing in the bathroom, looking in the mirror at myself, just be like, is this what's going on? Is this what you want to do? Are you doing this? Are you doing this? I was like hyping myself up. Yeah. I was like the Dr. Dre to Eminem to myself.
Hands are sweaty, mum's spaghetti. Look like a yeti.
You don't even do it in public. Most people are panicking because they're making a scene.
I fucking hate people that do it in public. Like when you're at a baseball game and they're proposing, and you're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
And everyone's got a clap and shit
like that. You can tell I'm the only British person there because I'm like, boo!
Yeah, get the fuck out of there, you fucking dickhead.
In Britain, everyone would fucking boo you and laugh if you did that.
Yeah. It'd be like in a restaurant when like the waiter drops like a glass.
Yeah,
that's what they're waiting for. You to drop
Everyone's
the ring.
Britain is the only place where people sarcastically cheer when you drop cutlery or glass plates.
It's like when you go to a restaurant and there's a kid's birthday party and the fucking guy comes out in a suit. You just see everyone just going, yay, yeah, guys, he's having a birthday. Yeah, I want to eat my fucking calzone here. Shut up. I mean,
put him in the corner.
That's a very British thing to like someone celebrating a birthday and you're upset. It's how it's disrupted your meal.
Yeah, it is. Because the guy, my waiter, is the one in the fucking suit. That's why.
Yeah, that's sitting there. He's like, I want to eat my Arctic roll. Yeah, he's like, I want to eat the Arctic roll.
He's got time to get in that cake. I've been waiting half hour for my drink. I've seen 3 times.
After they cut to me like, have you got any dietary restrictions? Like, I'll deal with that, mate. You just get my fucking dessert. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, anyway, so go to your reunion, man. It'd be a good fucking laugh. If anything, you get some good stories out of it, and there might be some free drinks. So
yeah,
why the hell not? What else are you doing that night? Nothing.
Wanking in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't see the shame.
To reunion videos.
Yeah. Finding the Facebook of women that you went to school with. Oh, she looks good. Oh, yeah.
Watching their stories on Instagram.
That's the best thing about shorts. You get to see it in motion. It's not just pictures nowadays. I was thinking the other day, I was like, how horrible it is for kids now that don't experience like porn magazines.
Finding them in the woods. Yeah.
Finding them in the woods. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I found loads, and I like bring them home and you hide them.
It's like gold dust.
Yeah. I found porn in the woods.
You would go looking for it because you knew some kids were like had bought some and like hiding it.
There must have been some good Samaritan out there, some guy in his 20s who's like, I've got a bit of cash now. I'm going to go buy some pornos and litter them about in the woods so that kids can. I'm just a good
past
guy.
The woodland and just throws them in.
What you're going to do now? Like, I found this tablet in some bushes, and you open the tablet. Oh, well, I need a Wi-Fi signal now. Trying to get into like the local McDonald's with a found iPad to look for porn.
But there's no imagination to it anymore. It's so readily available that a lot of kids have when they grow up now, they get erectile dysfunction because they're so heavily exposed to stuff when they're young that they're just not interested in anything. Yeah, it's fucking
makes a lot of
crazy.
sense.
Yeah, it's all in the mind, mate. All in the mind. But yeah, if you go to your reunion, send us an email. Do something crazy for it. Makes it on the podcast. We love that. Tip something over. Right. So this listener says, new time writing in. So please keep me anonymous. This is a legitimate scary moment for me. All right then. Do you know what a furry is? Just now, I have been watching a documentary on Channel 4. I'm almost convinced that my uncle is the main dude in this show. It sounds just like him and looks like his body shape. He does not show his face at all during the episode. My girlfriend has been making jokes at me going quiet during the documentary. How am I supposed to ask my uncle, who seems like a very serious person, about this? Do I tell my mum, his sister? What do I do, lads? I'll just leave him to it. Why are you telling him anything? That's his own
fucking
That's his own fucking problem, isn't it? Yeah, no, yeah. He's got something he's enjoying. If he's serious, that might be his own outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why would
I
you
wonder
need
if
to
it's a
tell
documentary
people?
I've seen some. I saw a documentary not that long ago on furries, and this geezer's just like dressed up as a Spot the dog. Do you know, like a Dalmatian?
Oh yeah.
And he's like the geezer is really serious about it. He's like, people don't understand that it's not all sexual for me.
Well, there's
sometimes I just want to be a dog.
There's two parts, right? Yeah. There's the conventions of people that actually wanting to be fucking dogs and wolves and cats and things.
Yeah.
And then you got the one that have got like their dicks hanging out that are just doing it for like anonymous sex, that want to pretend they're an animal, but it's just really about fucking. It's pretty
I
weird
wasn't
to
prepped
watch.
on this
Well,
email, Dan. I don't remember seeing this email.
It's pretty weird to watch when you've got like an oversized suit because the penis doesn't match the size of the suit. So it's quite odd. And it's not attractive either because you can't really see the woman's parts because she's in a fucking suit. So it's like, what are you watching here?
So you've been watching furry porn.
Mate, I go down every avenue of porn I can get my hands on. It doesn't matter.
He's like one of these kids with erectile dysfunction. He's like, run out of things that can get me up.
No. There isn't enough fucked up shit, Jim, for it to knock it out yet. One day I'll find it and I'll let the podcast know what it was. But until then, it's going strong.
He's like searching limbless people having sex with.
The weirdest thing is,
something.
watching a woman in a wheelchair trying to undress sexily. It doesn't work. When she's like holding her legs up to her shoulders because it's like really skinny. It's not attractive.
And you had your dick out going for it then while that was trying.
I've always got my dick out, Jamie. Why do you want the camera is slightly above my waistline right now? I'm in shorts.
He's always
it's
at,
like
at the ready.
hanging off the fucking sofa. Jim, I know said this to Jimmy in the last episode off the recording, but you sent me a video of one of the main singers from the Insane Clown Posse because his daughter is a furry.
Yes.
Do you remember that video?
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it as a hobby, but yeah, probably don't bring it up in casual conversation. Like, if you're a furry, I respect that, but I'm also not going to apply for a loan from you or take financial advice. But yeah, if your uncle's doing it, like, there's no problem with him doing that. But I mean, it's not like there's nothing lewd around it that makes him weird in any capacity. I don't think.
No.
But,
Can you imagine coming home from work and then he's sit there in his suit at the dinner table? He's like, "You're right, son." You're like, "What?" Just in his fucking furry suit with a big hat on.
But like,
But he's not actually at the dinner table, Dan. He's next to the dinner table, licking out of a bowl.
that's the problem. Yeah.
Oh, we got a new dog. No, that's your uncle. Oh, fuck.
No, that's Uncle Jim. That's Uncle Jim. Don't worry about it.
Uncle Jim.
But like, why do you need to tell your family that just like, you know, that to like just out of gossip or to shame him or like what, you know, just leave him to it, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
It sounds more like he's concerned for his well-being, but if he's on a Channel 4 doing a documentary, he's pretty proud of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're concerned your uncle's going to get rabies because he's gone a little too far with fucking dogs in the park, then yeah, by all means, like, tell someone, get him help. But I mean, you know, if he's getting feline AIDS from fucking around a cat
If he's
cafe.
wrestling foxes at night as they go around the area.
Jesus Christ. I think situations like that, if he's in that deep, I guarantee you that your parents probably already know.
The way I would see it is you've discovered your uncle's kink. Some people into feet, some people into fucking booties, some people into thighs. Like, this guy's just into looking like an animal and having sex with people that look like animals. And it might be a bit far, but you've just discovered his kink, and my brother's not going to know my kink. I'm not going to know my brother's kink. Just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my brothers probably know mine. If they've listened to this, they'll know mine.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone knows ours, Dan, after our fucking episodes. But
I think if he was single, obviously he's not single because he said his girlfriend was taking the piss, but I would be like, here, Unc, you got a spare suit? I don't mind dipping my toes into this, having a give it a go.
What, even though you know he's been ball sat naked in that PVC suit of a dog?
Yeah, because your nuts are hanging out, isn't they? They're not in it. They're hanging out of it.
I suppose not.
He did washed it. I can imagine
He'll
people
give
like
you the
that
butt
quite...
plug with a tail.
Yeah. Hey, that's all part of the experience, Jamie. You got to give it a go. Life experience, isn't it? That's what I call that.
I don't know.
I don't think you should. No, I don't think you should say anything. I think if it is him, and you want to personally say to him, "Oh, you know, was that you on the telly?" and he's like, "Yeah," then you know what I mean. Leave it at that. So I don't see that he's not hurting anyone. The documentary was to document and show people what it's like. If people out there that are interested, it's. I mean, it's not like he's murdering anyone or anything.
Yeah,
Very
you
true.
can just sit with the knowledge that your uncle's a bit of a nonce.
If anything, I would like casually make a joke about it at the dinner table, like sit with your mum and be like, "Oh, I saw this documentary last night, and you never guess who I thought this guy was. I thought it was the uncle." And then she'll turn around and be like, "Yeah, it just sounded like." And then mum's like, "Yeah, it is him." Like straightest look on her face, and you're like, "What?"
Or she's like, I need to be excused, and then she goes up the stairs, comes back down dressed as a fucking zebra.
I was in season 1, bitch.
Starts crying into a fish and
Welcome
chips.
to the family.
Welcome to the family. You're a cocker spaniel.
But no, I think everyone should have their own vices and outlets. So
Yeah.
if you must, ask him. But then I'll just leave it at that. It's
Yeah,
his own business. What you know what I mean?
It's weird, like as much as I make fun of people that do that, there's a weird part of me that's like, that's cool that you unabashedly embrace your weird side. I don't have that side, but if I did, I'd probably be too ashamed to act upon it. And so it's good for them in one way,
sure.
but also I'm gonna laugh at them because it's weird.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing, isn't it? Having a bit of a laugh. That's what I mean. Like, if he just wants to go and speak to the uncle about it,
Yeah, I think that's the best advice, Dan, to be fair.
yeah, it's no one else's business. But like, why are you choosing that to stick your nose in it? If anything, so no, ask him if he says no, then it's ended. If he says yeah, then be like, what got you started in it? Well, they might have already got into that in the show, so you might already know.
I'm calling the police.
Have a flea collar ready just in case he says yes. You can tie him up.
It's like my wife left me because of the pets at home bill that she saw coming.
All the kibble. Couldn't handle it. I got into the cupboard and ate some chocolate, and the vet bill was too much.
I know what the guy should do. He should dress up as a mailman, show up to his uncle's house, like, knock on the door, and if his uncle comes running to the door, go.
Those poor mailmen. Yeah, just leave it as it is. I said it's a good blackmail material if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. Join in with your girlfriend taking the piss. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right. So, Two Men Funny. I'm really enjoying the content recently. You guys are on a roll. The Mandela Effect Monday show was a good addition. As you're both film junkies, I was wondering, as an idea for you both, if you guys would, once a month or something, do like a mini episode of a film review. If one of you guys nominate a film per month and then both talk about it, what you liked and both liked. So... We are going to start doing this. I love the way that you sort of try to convince us in the email. I thought that was quite funny. So what we're going to do is the first Thursday of every month, starting obviously from October, we are going to do a mini film review episode. So what we're going to do is, at the end of the next episode, me and Jamie are going to give each other a movie to watch. Hopefully we haven't seen it. And then we're going to come back and talk about if we like the movie, if we didn't like the movie, try and get a bit of conversation going. Obviously we can't do it about new movies because we'll never keep on top of it. So we're going to try and do that. And hopefully from the movies we recommend to each other, it might get you to go watch them. So the first Thursday of October will be the very first episode. And check out the next episode to find out what films we're going to give each other. So they've given us a curious food decision. So they've got top 5 sweets or chocolate bars, top 5 biscuits, and top 5 crisps or chips in America.
Top 5?
That's a lot of top
That's
5.
a lot, yeah.
I think, yeah. Should we do top 1? Like, out of each, like, so what would be your go-to sweet chocolate bar? Who wants to go first?
You go first, Jim.
I like a whisper bar. Danny knows.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
He does
I
like
think
a
I'll probably pick that, to be honest.
It's like gym crack. Like I bring him over when I visit, and Carol takes it and puts it in a cupboard where he doesn't
Rations
know.
them, yeah.
And then she hands them to him when she allows him to have one.
I've been fucking loving.
It has to come out periodically.
I love Reese's cups at the minute. So they sell these ones here in North America, which weigh half a pound.
Fucking
It's
hell.
amazing.
No way.
The massive Reese's cups, those are really good. But yeah, probably a whisper for me.
Jamie?
Oh, it's tough. It is tough, man. I think there's a brand called Tony's at the minute in the UK. Kind of looks like Wonka's bar, like from the classic Wonka film. I think that's probably one of my favourites. It's like a bit more posher. You have to pay like £3 for the bar, but
Yeah, they
it's
do
nice.
a Ben and Jerry's. It's pretty good. A vegan Ben and
Yeah.
Jerry's. It's pretty good. This is hard for me because obviously I can't have chocolate. But I love a Snickers. I'd kill for a Snickers. I don't know why, I just love them. But if you want to go down the route of when I'm being sensible, there's a company called Buttermilk, which I've been trying to get sponsorship off. Yeah, they haven't been replying to my constant messages. But they do it's basically essentially a Mars bar, but it tastes like a Cadbury's fudge bar. And it's vegan, and it's mate, it's like, that's my crack, because I know I can eat it. All right, then, this is going to be a tough one for the English people.
I am surprised they don't do a vegan Snickers yet.
They do. That company does one, but I prefer the caramel one.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. Right, this is going to be a tough one for British people. Your top biscuit.
Hobnob.
Oh, mate,
Chocolate
fucking love
hobnob.
a hobnob.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. Gotta love a hobnob. What about you, Jay?
Biscuit. Probably like one of the Fox's Phoenician sandwiches, or the
The swells.
Yeah, the swell things, or the Fox's chocolate rounds. I like them as well. I'm not keen on do you know how everyone likes the World War II biscuits, where it's like bourbons and fucking
Yeah.
fucking
II.
custard
Yeah.
creams and all that
Nice
shit.
biscuits. My
No
brother
one
loves a
wants
good
them,
custard
man.
cream.
You only have them when you're on the way out. The world has progressed since that time. It's the same thing I've got towards shepherd's pie and cottage pie. The world has progressed. There's a lot more better food in this world that you could eat than shepherd's pie or cottage pie. Unseasoned mince underneath potato. Shut up. No.
It was hilarious. The other day I had a Canadian saying to me how British food is terrible. And I basically explained to him that most of our food is a combination of rationing and poor people.
It is. Yeah.
And that's basically been our food for 100 years. And now the rest of the world has given us good food. Thank God.
We've stolen the food from everyone else, which is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, even
my health,
Scottish
no.
people give it a go.
Yeah,
Oh,
British
yeah.
food is basically to soak up alcohol, and it's only good for a Saturday night, and that's about it, really.
I do love a shepherd's pie though, but I'm quite poor.
You had beans to supplement the mince. That's how poor you are.
No, I put beans in it to supplement the vegetables. Like the people put pies and that. Yeah, so what you do is you do a shepherd's pie, instead of putting peas or sweet corn in it, you drain some of the bean juice out so it's not all liquidy, and you put the baked beans in there. It's fucking banging.
When did you do that, Dan?
My mum does it. I'm carrying on the family legacy of baked beans.
So the Arctic roll didn't come out of the blue, did it? This is you've inherited this, Dan.
Mate, I learn from everything. I'm not like you. I absorb all my food techniques, Jamie.
I stand by
don't
my
use
statement.
money.
Rationing and poor people is the reason we have this food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't even get into corned beef hash because that's a fucking dynamite. So yeah,
That was also given in the war.
Oh mate, corned beef hash is a fucking man. Hey, my mum was a single parent. You fucking cocksmugger. Yeah, so I'm not a massive biscuit person, but like recently because Oreos are vegan, I've got into a massive Oreo kick. They do a brownie flavour.
Okay.
Give me a packet of them, mate. You ain't getting them back. You'll lose a finger trying to pry them out my hand.
Oreos was something that I really got turned around to, and that I do love them now. Took a
They're
while.
pretty good.
They're good.
If you go to Brewdog, they do deep fried Oreos.
Whoa.
No way.
Oh god, man. Yeah, pretty fucking good. Right, top crisp, top packet of crisps. I know mine, and I can't eat them.
Is it Cheetos jalapeno, or is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Jalapeno flavored Cheetos, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
fuck, they're so fucking good, man. They burn the fuck out of you and my arsehole, but man, so good.
What about you, Jamie?
For classic, it could either be Flaming Hot Monster Munch
Yeah.
or classic onion rings.
Hey, you talk about war food. Onion rings is like the cheapest party food ever.
Yep, cheapest ever. But I can enjoy things at a certain point, Dan.
Just because you're putting them on your cock, and you
Well, I did try that once. I got an infection.
salt and vinegar burning.
Dan, do you remember? This is a weird throwback, but do you remember when we were working in retail and I had a fella? We used to sell the salt and vinegar, like they were like strips, like the own brand strips, salt and vinegar crisps, but they were just like straight.
Oh yeah, the sticks. Yeah,
The sticks, yeah, that's it.
yeah.
And
I got a packet of them in the cupboard.
this fella come in, yeah, he ate 3/4 of the bag, and then come in and wanted a refund for the 89p they were worth, and said they're not salt and vinegary enough. And I was like, "You're not getting a refund. There's 3 left." I said, "You're not getting a refund."
You see his eyes watering for the vinegar.
Yeah,
There's not enough. There's not enough vinegar in these.
I was like, "This is the tightest guy in the world," and he was like, "Oh, if I don't get a thing," and then we ended up the whole management crew was out there fucking dealing with him. 89p.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that
If I was in the queue, I'd be like, "Here's a pound. Get the fuck out, mate." Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Was that the blue
He
and
held the
white
queue up as
striped
well.
bag?
Went fucking miles.
The salt and vinegar blue and white stripes on the bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
It was very similar to that. Yeah.
We should
yeah,
just
I've got
pour
a different
vinegar in
brand.
it and tell them to fuck off. Actually, when I see people being rude to retail staff now, I'll call them out on it and call them a prick in front of them to make retail staff feel better.
You should do.
Yeah.
They don't get
man.
enough fucking paid for shit like that.
Yeah.
Definitely
Go on
not.
then, Jim. How crisps? Are you going to go English? Are you going to go Canadian?
Yeah, I'll go Canadian because they're British crisps. We have a lot more flavours. They only got ketchup flavoured crisps over here in the past couple of years.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
ketchup flavour.
but yeah, Monster Munch were fucking pickled onion, flaming hot. Those are great. But over here, the best ones, they have a brand called Lay's, which is basically like Walkers, and they have a flavour called All Dressed. So it's basically like every flavour just thrown onto the crisps. So it tastes.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really good, man.
Oh, sweet. Well, there you go. There's a few things to try. Hopefully that helped. Sorry we didn't do the 15 you wanted, but we'll be here all day because that's impossible.
That's a
I
lot,
don't even
yeah.
know if I know, 5 packets of crisps. But yeah, well, I hope you enjoy the new segment in a couple of weeks. Let us know what you think and if you watch the movies we recommend. Right, so this listener emailed in before saying that they wanted to go to the Lake District and their other half didn't class it as a holiday because it's not out of the country.
Yeah.
So he says, Uncle Joe, what a legend. Cannot wait to hear from him on the show again. At this rate, I'm never letting him on again. He's getting too much. You know what I mean? He's a goddamn celebrity and we've done that. I tell you, I mean that. If he buys a microphone and that, I'm coming to his house and I'm breaking it.
I keep saying to him, we'll have him on soon. I was like, it's been too soon since your last appearance. You can't be.
Oh, does he want to come in again already?
Yeah. I was like, you can't come on 6 episodes later.
So he says, I voted for you guys. I hope it helps. It did. Honestly, thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
I've come to the conclusion that I'm a boring human being and really do not like doing much. It drives my partner mad and she really wants me to make more of an effort. Am I being a selfish person by not wanting to, or should I start to question how much I'm actually in this relationship anymore? Thanks again. That went a dark turn at the end there. I think everyone gets into their like ruts, right? When you're in a relationship for a long time, you don't make them up enough as an effort. You just sort of
100%.
Go day to day.
Yeah. I think there's a famous Bill Burr sketch where, not even a sketch, a stand-up segment where he talks about how men, like your day off, you want your day off to be a day off, but a woman will see that as a free day, and they'll cram it full of shit, and then and then you're like standing there bewildered, like you don't know what to do with it, and then they're like, "Do you want to go to brunch?" And he's like, "Yeah, I want to wake up early on a Sunday." "No, I fucking don't." "Of course you don't." And I think that sums me up as a person. Like I want to be sociable when I want to be sociable, and then anything past that, I don't want to know anyone. And I don't think that's a boring thing to do. I have got that way as I got older. Like I used to only want to be sociable and always wanted to be out. But as I got older, I've liked my own company, I think. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that makes you boring. I think you need your time to yourself to like recollect yourself.
Jim can't speak because he ain't got any time for himself at all anymore.
Yeah, I agree with Jamie. It's important to make time for yourself. It's important to make time to do nothing as well. But, on the other hand, I go out and do things with people and I say yes to as much as I can within reason. Because otherwise, if I had it my way, I'd never go out. I'd never do anything. And then in terms of relationship, compromise. So, if you got 2 days free, one day, she gets to do what you guys want to do. And then the other day you get to pick, it's you can't just say, "Oh, I don't want to do anything." I mean, if money's tight and you can't go on proper holiday, that's totally understandable. And if she doesn't get that, then, maybe that's a bigger conversation. But, if you don't want to go out of the country because you don't want to go out of the country, then, you need to try it. If you really don't like it and she really does, then, yeah, maybe you have an issue with a relationship. But if you haven't even given it a chance, then, I fucking hate planning a holiday. I get stressed about flying. Danny does too. But once you're there, you have a fucking great time.
It's funny because you've all got 3 different relationships where, like, I want to stay in my house all the fucking time, which is really unhealthy mentally. So I'm lucky that Sabina plans everything. Like this morning I woke up and I had so much to do before we even come on here, and I still had stuff to edit. I had my mortgage stuff to deal with. I had to go to the gym. I had to go food shopping. I had to meet Mum for coffee. And because of my ADHD, I was just flatlining. I woke up this morning. I didn't want to fuck. I was already going back to sleep. Yeah. And luckily I had Sabina sitting there and she was like, let's, tackle it one thing at a time. And like got me out of bed and like we started doing it. And I'm sitting here relaxed as anything because I've got everything done.
Yeah.
And then the one time I said to Sabina, I was like, I don't want to do nothing. We were so fucking bored. Like I was doing my fucking head and I said to her, I was like, never again are we ever sitting around doing nothing. Like we have to do at least something for one day. And she sort of sticks by that. So I mean, but no, I think Jim's one is the best. Like if you've got 2 days off, have one day for yourself, and then because relationship's all about effort, right? And I think
Yeah.
if you don't put the effort in, it's never going to work. And then you get stuck in your way. So there's always that middle line.
And like on top of that, I feel as though you will start to appreciate things you never appreciated before when you're doing things that your partner wanted to do. Because like with me especially, when me and Charlotte first met, I was very simple. It was pub, eating like fucking chicken burgers and chips and fucking doing whatever I wanted, smoking loads of cigarettes, smoking loads of weed, and just carrying on my life as I carried on. And then like Charlotte slowly refined me into a normal human being.
House trained you, yeah.
Yeah. No longer is he peeing on the carpet.
Yeah, and as I've grown up, I now, when like we're looking at holidays, when Jim said about holidays, when we're looking at holidays, I'm now snobby about certain places and going and stuff like that, and that is where she's made me a certain way, which is like benefited me really in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it also depends how far you're into the relationship, I think.
yeah, that's true. I mean, the two things I'd say is like, one, if you're going to do something, if you're going to agree to it, do it with good grace. If you show up and you drag your feet, you're an arsehole. Don't go. That's my thing with everything. If I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it with a smile on my face. If I don't want to do it, I'll tell you. And then, the other thing is what Jamie's saying, like, you become the best parts of your partner. So, if you like your partner, if you like who she is, you think she's a good person and she's worth being around, then the longer you hang around her and the more things you do that she wants to do, the more you'll become like that. Like Jamie has become a snob, which he wants to be. So you become the best part.
She's levels above, but I've found the good medium.
Middle ground.
when you look back at the episodes, you're about to hear it as well. When he's like, "I don't know this person. I've never been in this shop. I don't know what this thing is." And I'm like, "Shut up, Jamie. You come from the same place I have."
Shithole.
Yeah, shithole. Yeah, but no, give it a go, man. Like we always say, if you put the effort in and it still doesn't work, then there's nothing hanging over you saying you didn't give it a go. So that's the main thing. I mean, but let us know how it goes. Let us know what your first adventure with her was, and if you gave it a good go. And let us know what you think of the new segment as well. Telling everyone that one. Right. Let's see. So this listener says, "Yes, boys, I fucked up. Last night I got really drunk and was embarrassingly messaging randoms. And to top it off, I've managed to post a video of someone from the past and I getting it onto my social medias.
Oh, fuck.
Not just Facebook, but Instagram and Threads too, as they're all connected. I didn't know until I was rudely awakened by my wife's backhand across my face. I've now taken down all the posts and apologised to my wife. She will not believe me that the video is nearly 10 years old and predates her. Both of our parents have seen the video as well as my young nephew and God knows who else. What the hell can I do, boys? Help."
That's a fuck up.
Yeah, I have replied to this email already to try and help him out because this email was like a few weeks old, but we'll talk about it. He's already got his.
One thing I would say, if you can't see your face in it, you've been hacked. Just put on everything you've been hacked.
Jamie. It's too late for him to lie his way out.
Yeah,
He said
true.
it's
True.
That was a
He's
good one for the
already
Yeah.
Next time
true.
you get drunk, cut your face out.
That's a deep fake.
That's a deep fake, yeah. Have you ever heard of AI? It's doing a lot of things nowadays.
Amazing
Elon
stuff.
Musk.
Amazing things.
Yeah, he's fucking around. These are some good questions you've got. Like, you've got a good variety of questions. This guy's a fucking piece of shit. You should not have that video in the first place, mate. What are you doing?
But, actually, that was from a previous email that we had. Should we keep our old stuff?
Yeah, that's not good.
It's rough. That's rough. It is rough.
Yeah, especially if you've got you're married and stuff like that. No, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, like messaging randoms as well. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you're just messaging girls. That's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he messaging
Instagram.
girls? Is he messaging old friends? What is he doing?
Yeah.
On top of that, I understand if he's watching a video on his phone. Like we've talked about this before, Dan, where you've got old videos of ex-girlfriends on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Dan's already said he's deleted it. It's okay.
That was a previous
so
email.
right,
Someone
it was an admit.
No, they're gone. Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, they're definitely gone. We've admitted it.
Yeah, no, because I said because it weighs on
Yeah.
you, right? Like I wanted to give the. I can't wink, Jim. It's not possible. My face doesn't go that way. Yeah, I was like I wanted to give this like the best, but I didn't want anything weighing over me or being caught out on anything. You know what I mean? It's for peace of mind. It's best just to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And what you holding on to, like all they're the good memories of a relationship that didn't work. You know what I mean?
But I mean,
So-
this guy's already in this situation. He's already fucked up. He's messaged these people. He's posted this video. Everyone's seen it. What can he do to get out of this situation?
All you can do is a public apology at this point. That's it.
Fucking, you got to take it dry. You got to sort of bend over and let that fucking ride.
You got to be that
Ma-
creepy. Jim, you may know what I'm talking about. Dan, you may even know what I'm talking about as well. You got to be that creepy, crawly husband or creepy, crawly boyfriend where you know you fucked up. So for the next like 2 or 3 weeks, you're just walking around the back of them, like you're hanging around in their space, just like, do you need?
Are you okay?
Do you want me to do that? Oh, let me wash that
Can I get
plate.
you a
Don't
cup
worry
of
about
tea?
that plate. I'll wash that plate and shit like that. You'd be doing stuff like that for at least a month. At least a month. And if she lets you get through that, then you might be okay.
Smoothing things over could just be posting a video of you shagging your wife. That might smooth it out. Where like,
Just put as the caption, update on the moves.
Yeah.
I was doing it for a comparison. Yeah.
What did people think? Have I got?
Is the gym
Have
working?
I improved?
I think when things like this happen, like people only think like, oh, I've made a mistake and stuff like that, but you don't realise that what's actually happened is you've embarrassed
A lot of people.
your partner because now people are going to see that and they'll be like, oh, is he cheating on? Is he cheating on her? What's going on there? Is like, and that's what's the worst thing, right? Is that you can, if it's old and stuff like that, you can sort of be like, well, you shouldn't have done it. You're an idiot and be annoyed at them. But it's all the repercussions that then come with posting that video.
It's true what you say as well. Like, people haven't spoke to you in 10 years, see that video, they think that you've done the dirty and the misses.
Yeah.
And
that's what she's now got to be
Yeah.
because she's getting messages now. She's getting Facebook messages from everyone going, are you okay? Has something happened? Oh, he's a dirty bastard. Oh, he shouldn't be cheating on you and making assumptions and gossiping. And that's the worst thing that comes out of
there's
it.
at least 10 blokes in their DM right now saying, how you getting on?
He
At
could
least
probably double down. You remember when Kevin Spacey? They were like, "Oh yeah, he was doing all this fucked up stuff," and he took that opportunity to come out as gay, as if that would override all the horrible stuff he'd done. So you just come out as a furry to your wife, just buy a costume, and let's get it out and be, I'm so sorry, I've been so repressed. I want to dress up as a dog, but the only issue is then you have to dress up as a dog all the time for the rest of your life.
You're doing that whole thing by like you made a massive problem to cover a smaller problem.
Yeah, that's probably the best option.
Yeah, it's hard to come back for it. That's quite a massive thing that you've done. I think if you want to really I think like a message on the socials to say basically hold your hands up to stop the people chattering and be like, I was a dick, I was drunk, it was an old blah blah blah. And then just let your wife ride you for like the next month. Just take it. It's the only way you're going to get out of that. You know what I mean? Get yourself a blow up donut to sit on because she's going to be fucking tugging at the back of there.
Or just post 100 dick pics. Just flood your account with dick pics.
And be like, I've been hacked. Everyone delete my account. I don't know what's going on.
That's probably, if it was me personally, this is not the advice I'm going to give, but if it was me personally and I woke up the next day and discovered that I had done that, everything would have got permanently deleted. The entire account. All the accounts would have got permanently deleted. Just out of
so you
sheer
never do
panic.
it again. Oh, right.
I would have owned it. I'd have been like, check out them moves.
Damn, like, have you ever seen a pelvic thrust like that?
That was me
before?
in my prime. Yeah, no, yeah. You should have seen the burns on my knees.
That's why I wear shin pads when we shag.
That's why they call me Donatello, because
Yeah. I'm like, I walk like a cowboy now from the saddle. So, yeah. So hopefully it's been a few weeks. So I'm sure it's calmed down a little bit, and you've taken your bumps.
Yeah.
But if not, email back in. We're happy to talk about it again. Hopefully we've at least cheered you up a little bit of the massive cock up that you've done.
Yeah.
it's such a man thing to do, isn't it? That is like typical pissed up bloke thing to do.
So, hi. Thanks so much for getting back to me. I've listened to the episode. I took your advice and spoke to my friend when she came back, and she cut ties with her boyfriend, and we are now trying to repair our friendship. So, give you a bit of backstory, Jim. This listener was really close to her work colleague and her boyfriend. They did loads of things together, and then when she went on holiday, the listener accidentally, while she was drunk, kissed the boyfriend, and she was really guilty. And we said, but she wanted to keep the friendship, and we basically said, if you want to keep the friendship, you've got to own up, and you've got to just take whatever she gives to you. And that's what she's done. She's owned up. The woman's rightly got rid of the guy that is obviously a cheater.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to work through things. And all I can say to that is that that's a test that every friend would love to have on their friends, to show that you're willing to do what's tough and like own up. Like you didn't keep it secret or try and hide it. You owned up to it, and not many people would do shit like that. So hopefully you work through it, and she keeps you as a friend, and she realizes that you're one to keep around.
Yeah, chicks before dicks. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So well done. That was that was one of the advices that you should have followed, and you did, and it's one of the fucking hardest ones to do as well. So she says, I've recently started to take my driving lessons, and I'm in agreement with my mum. If I get good grades, she will pay for them. I've messed up and missed some classes and slept in a lot. I've started to worry it's too late. Short of getting a tutor that costs money, what do you suggest I shall do? Shall I tell my mum now and potentially lose the money for my lessons? I know you guys have preached truthness, but I'm struggling to see how I can finish with good grades unless I really pull my finger out. Thanks for listening. I think she knows what we're going to say. Pull your fucking finger out. It's not your mum's fault you've slept in and missed a couple classes. That's your fucking problem.
So is this classes for driving? Which is...
No, it's just uni classes.
Ah.
So her mum said to her, if you go to all your uni classes and get good grades, I'll pay for your driver lessons.
Yeah.
And she slept in, I think. You know what I mean? I know, obviously, she works in a bar, so obviously she must be getting in quite late.
Yeah, I mean, with Chat GPT, there's no reason you should be failing your fucking classes, is there? I mean...
What's Chat GPT? What's that?
Chat GPT, the AI. You get it to write all your papers for you. Yeah, there's no reason you should be failing uni. Like, it should be a breeze at this point. They've no way.
As long as you know
a
sentence.
Yeah, like just even if it's nursing, just Google it. Like every job now is just Google. Yeah, that's a tough one. What do you guys think? Skipping classes and...
I think she should double down. I think this is like, you got to think of like in the future, right? Like her mum's sort of gone to her, if you do really well here, then I'm willing to help you out with this. And if you're just like, oh, well, you know, I've missed some classes, I slept in, and your mum's just going to go, oh, okay, well, I'll still pay for your lessons. You haven't learned anything. There's no reward then, is there? You're now learning, oh, well, if I piss up and miss a few, then I'm just going to still get what I want. In a horrible way of saying.
Yeah.
That's what my brothers do. That's why I say it this way. Because like my brothers are the same way. Like my brother wanted a job, and mum was like, I'll pay for your lessons while you look for a job. And every time I go to him, have you found a job yet? He's like, no. No, I haven't. No. Have you applied for jobs? No, I haven't. And I'm like, and mum's still paying, but mum's too nice, right? So she'll just be like, oh, well, I'll just carry on paying. It's like, no, because life's going to kick him in the fucking nuts. And it's not the way life is. You've got to fucking knuckle down. You've got to grind.
Life needs to kick him in the nuts for him to learn.
Yeah.
But I mean...
And you know... I was going to say, you know this listener can do tough things because she did what she did in the last episode. So there's no reason why she can't knuckle down and get it done.
but that's not long-term work for a goal. Like teaching someone that if you put in work over a year or 2 or 3, that it's for a goal, like, you know, going to university, paying a mortgage, you know, they can only learn that through smaller steps. So perhaps she hasn't learned that, and now her mum's like, well, if you do well at uni, I'll give you this thing, but she doesn't have the understanding of putting in hard work for something that pays off over time. And that's no insult to you, to the listener, but, you know, maybe you're regretting it after the fact because you haven't learned that lesson earlier in life. And that coming out to your friend is brave, and that's a tough thing to do, but that's an instant gratification type of...
Yeah, and I kind of agree with what you're saying, Jim. Like, if I look at it, how I carried on through school and college, I just thought, because you don't know what life is. You don't know what life is. So I was just fucking around. And
Yeah.
I just, because I was a reasonable fucking intellect, I would just keep passing, even though I did no preparation. So I would just like fuck around, pass. I did the whole year of nothing and then pass. And then it hit me in my first year of electrical engineering, and I fucked around all year. Got into a fight, like doing stupid boy stuff during the year, and at the end of the year, I passed my year, but the college didn't want me back. And then that broke me down. I was like, what the fuck do I do? Because obviously you don't drive, you don't do nothing. So you're thinking, how am I going to get to the next college, or how am I going to do this, and that? And I think that little wake-up call is what knocked me into touch when it come to you need to work to actually get somewhere. And I think this is this listener's wake-up call. Like, look, you need to pass a class to get a driving license to progress your life. So you need to knuckle down. And if it's possible for you to knuckle down between now and then and actually get a decent grade, do it. It's only time at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're using time.
I think as well, if you want it to be, because we say about preaching truthness and stuff like that, you could be truthful and take the hit and say to your mum, like, I've slept in, I've done this, I've pissed about. I don't want you to stop paying for the lessons, but I'm willing to lose a couple weeks. So say, like, until I catch up, I'm not going to do any driving lessons, to sort of motivate yourself into catching up.
Yeah.
And then when you're back on track, letting your mum know. I think that shows a lot of being an adult, taking the negative with the positive. I'm very much this listener, right? Like, my mum's always bailed me out, my granddad's always bailed me out. I tried my hardest, but obviously I didn't know I had ADHD, so I would just spend all my money, and in my head I'm like, oh, I'm saving money, and then this bill comes up, I look at my bank balance, I've got nothing. So it's like I never really sort of have got that.
But that's inherited from your mum as well,
yeah,
spending.
My mum's too fucking, and she's too nice as well. She never stick by what she says and things like that. So I think the way I'm saying things to you is how I wish I had dealt with it. You know what I mean? I want to knuckle down. I want to keep the promises that I made to, like, my parents who are trying to help me out. But I know, in my mind, they're just going to help me out anyway. So, you know what I mean? What's it fucking matter?
I think...
I'll go ahead, Jamie.
No, you go, Jim. Go on.
Before going on to, like, the jokey advice, like, the thing I'd say to you is that we can say anything. Danny can say he wished he'd knuckled down earlier in life. You won't learn until you do something, until you go through it. And the reality is, if you want to succeed, if you want to continue, today you can start doing your uni work and do it every day, and know that life is about doing things you don't want to do and putting that work in, and then it means you can relax at the end of the day. Danny's done a bunch of shit today that he didn't want to do, and now it feels great after doing it. You can do the same thing, or you can continue not doing it and you'll fail and you won't get the driving lessons off your mum. That's the real advice. Either start today or you never will. But yeah, sorry, Jamie.
It'll be instant regret. Like,
yeah.
Especially if you lose the uni and lose your driving lesson. That's both.
Yeah. Like, mine almost echoes that. Like, in hindsight, if I looked back at what I was like when I was younger, I would like shake myself and just be like, fucking concentrate.
Yeah.
Concentrate for 10 minutes and just fucking do your job, do you know what I mean? But that's how I kind of feel towards this listener. I kind of want to like shake him, like, look, you have an opportunity to be more than a barmaid, so fucking take it. And if it's not the career for you, move on to another career. It doesn't matter. In uni, you get a lot of options. So I don't know.
I would have gone back and said, don't follow Jim down that dark alley of drunkenness and nakedness.
Yeah, man.
Stay in college.
Keep in mind as well, listener, that life is about failing. Like, I'm very good at a lot of things now because I failed. You have to fail to learn. There's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely.
If this is you fucking up and you're going to learn from it and move forward, yeah, absolutely. But if you fuck up and you don't learn from it, then that's on you, right? But yeah, if you just want to party, then just fucking drop out of uni, go party. That's what I did. Fuck it.
It's a lot of fucking debt for partying. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But hopefully you've made the decision to knuckle down and you're back on track and you'll be on them roads. If not, we're always here. Just keep emailing to us. We like to hear from
and
you.
go party, go travelling.
Well, the more stories for us, the better.
I feel like that was too serious an answer. Next one, we really have to fuck them up. We have to really.
Nah,
we've been like a roller coaster.
No,
It's been like really high, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is so serious.
We really want you to do well with your life.
Yeah, because there's 3 guys sitting here that are halfway through.
We've learned through failure.
Well, no, because I'm older than both of you.
Yeah,
I'm halfway through my life, and you two are still fucking.
We've learned that lesson where you're now at that point in your life where you're like, oh, if I could talk to my younger self. Yeah.
I even think my younger self wouldn't listen to me. I'll be like, who's this fucking fat fucking... who the fuck is this guy trying to talk to me? And I'd probably end up fighting myself.
Oh, man, seriously, Mum every now and again goes through this weird mood where she wants to watch all the old family videos. And she wanted to show Sabina, and it was at my brother's birthday party, and I was working at the petrol station gym.
Yeah.
And Mum's making jokes going like, how skinny does Dan look there? And I sat there and I can remember exactly how I felt about myself in that moment at that birthday party. And I looked at myself and I've got like, I'm skinny as a fucking rake. I was like 20. I've got like my jawline, everything like that. And I'm like, my clothes are hanging off me. And I remember feeling fucking disgusting and feeling like fat. And I was constantly like wanting to diet and constantly. And I think myself now, where I'm a bit more happy with myself, even though I am still slightly overweight, I think myself like, how fucking stupid. Like, you couldn't see
what you had.
Like, I spent so many times, worrying about what I look like. And I thought myself, I look fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with what I look like there. And it wasn't until like, 14, 15 years later that I watched that video and I was like, fucking hell. Like, what a dickhead.
I always used to think when my mum used to say 2 things to me. She used to go, when you're in school, there's nothing better in life than when you're in school. Your best life is when you're in school. And I used to think, fuck off, Mum. I hate school. I hate waking up. And then when I'm waking up at 4 a.m. getting ready for work, I'm like, I wish I was in school doing absolutely nothing for the next 8 hours.
I wish I did fucking better.
I like being older, man. Being older is great. Being young sucked. Because you hate yourself, you hate everyone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if we had this attitude, but in that body, it would be, like, totally different.
But you got to learn through, getting fucked up.
To become this person, I suppose.
Yeah.
What have I done there? Pressing buttons on my tablet. But yeah, a bit extra random on that one. Right, so this listener says, hey guys, what a weekend I've had the past bank holiday. I found out I am epileptic and it's only just developed recently as I've never shown any symptoms of it previously. I was at Creamfields. I drove and left my car there for the weekend while me and my friends partied. It was a brilliant day, and then in the evening I was pretty drunk and lit when I collapsed during a set and seized. Well, you would imagine, everyone including my parents, when they were called I was hospitalised, they thought it was a drug reaction. I nearly bit all the way through my tongue, which is so painful now. But yes, I'm epileptic as it goes, and it really has changed my life. I drive for Amazon as a job, and I'm no longer permitted to drive, so I have to find a new job. My car had to be picked up by my brother, and now has to be sold as I'm no longer allowed to drive it. It seems like it's going to be a rough year, but you guys have cheered me up all these last 2 days sitting listening to you while I was gaming, trying to get out my depression. Keep up the hard work, and any ideas or kind words to help me through this hard time would be appreciated, guys. So funny enough, I hope you don't mind me talking about this, Jim. Jim actually went through a similar thing where he was a plumber and stuff like that, and then, well, you can talk about it more than I can, Jim. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, but before that, cue the flashing lights for your viewer. Fuck you.
I didn't put up the strobe light warning.
I could see Jim's mind ticking then for something to
What
cover.
the fuck is Cream Fields? That sounds pretty...
I don't
It's
know
a drum and bass festival.
Oh, okay.
That's what I looked it up when we got the email.
No wonder there's fucking strobe lights.
Yeah, it sounds like a gay festival, like Cream Fields. Like,
It's like trance music and
That's
that.
more the representative of the farmer, innit? The farmer in his cream field.
I bet it is, you know. I bet it's that sad that it is.
you know why they call this Cream Fields? I'll show you.
This is my dairy farm.
Special dairy. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's tough. I was a plumber, and then I lost most of my vision, and I went through a really hard time transitioning. I think the worst part is like people will say to you, "Oh, you have transferable skills," but it's like, well, yeah, but what job do I do? I mean, I'm not sure your situation, your qualifications. Are you saying you're an Amazon driver? Yeah. I'm sure there's other jobs out there for you. Epilepsy's hard, but I'm sure there's jobs you can do. It was a bit different in my situation because I can't read print, so it's not like I could go to McDonald's and work at cashier or whatever. But yeah, I'm sure there's stuff out there for you. But in terms of the depression, yeah, it's something you've just got to ride through, unfortunately. There's nothing anyone can say to you that will fix it. The only thing I can say to you is the same thing I told a guy I spoke to this week who's just lost most of his vision, and he was a photographer. And the thing I said to him was, 10 years ago, I wished I was dead, and now I have the best life ever, better than I thought I'd have. So you've just got to hang in there, put the work in, and it'll work out for you. But right now, it's okay to feel sorry for yourself. Nothing wrong with that.
I think, didn't you get a lot of benefit from joining like groups or like other people that?
Yeah, like if you can, head to some epileptic raves or something, and
Just dark room.
Get yourself an epileptic guide dog.
You can hang out in the subway.
We can't throw raves. Yeah, no. If you join the group was like the best thing I did. Meeting other blind people and hanging out with them was really helpful. And then like I know it's slightly different because epilepsy is not like you've lost one of your senses, but hanging out with normal people was also helpful too. So yeah, just get out there. If there's a support group, join it. Say yes to things. Like even if it doesn't feel like it's helping the first time you go, just keep going. I committed to everything, so I had to go to a mental health hospital, and I got into a fight in my second group therapy, and then, I went to mindfulness, and they were like 8 weeks of mindfulness, and I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. But after 4 weeks of it, I was like, oh, this is actually really helpful. So yeah, just say yes to things, go out there, look for options, and try out. Especially if you're sitting around, if you're not working at the moment, make time to go and do things.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I always say to people how sounds like proud I am, like how, because obviously when you were going through it, you were in Canada. I had no way of getting to you. I've always been bad with money, so I couldn't even travel over and see you and stuff like that. So it was just constant like getting updates once a week of like what was going on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hard times before you get to the good times. So you just gotta stick it out, man.
But this podcast is always going to be here. We're always trying to cheer you up and stuff like that. And it's just purely coincidence we had Jim on that I thought it was quite nice for him to hear a bit of someone that went through like a life-changing sort
and
of,
it is that. It is
event.
life-changing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like this geezer's lost his job purely down to the fact that he's doing a driving job. That's the only reason he lost his job. And I do think, like I compared to what Jim has to say, I have almost no advice. Like, I'll be honest. The only thing I can say is like try and stay positive, and once you get through it, you're going to be through it. And I think Jim's advice there about like it's okay to feel sorry for yourself at the start, I think that is sound advice, because if that would be me, if something like that happened to me, I would go into a deep depression for a little while, and then you just got to hope you make yourself out of it and improve your life from there. I think that's the only the only advice I can give, to be honest.
Obviously, you can keep driving for Amazon. Just get a roll cage in your car. That'll be totally fine. And then
and some high insurance.
The thing is as well that like because a plumber, obviously I worked up to doing that, so it's sort of a career in a way. So it was hard as well, mid-20s, and now I have to start my life over again. Oh, I'm going to be behind all my friends, and they've got their lives together, and I haven't got anything together yet, and I'm going to be so far behind. I'm right on track. Everything's fine. Like just worry about yourself. Don't worry about where you think you should be. Just think about today. What do I need today to start moving forwards and go from there?
Yeah.
Or find yourself a friend like Dan that's always behind, and it'll make you feel better. Because Jim had fell behind and surpassed me all in the same go.
You own a house, you fat twat. You're doing fine, and you got a great girlfriend. So yeah,
that's a story. That's a story of another time about my house. But
yeah.
No, you're doing well for yourself.
But yeah, no, like I said, we're always here for you, and Jim's advice is better than any of us what we could give you. And I would have, if we didn't have Jim here, I would say, talking to other people that have been through it and going through it is probably the best thing you do, because you know that they feel the same way you do. Funny enough, because you can get guide dogs, right? That like they know when you're going to have like a seizure and stuff like that.
Support animals.
I went to the cinema the other day and I saw a dog that helps with narcolepsy. I was like, how the fuck does that work? Like, what's he going to do? Lay behind her as she falls asleep?
He's got a pillow, yeah.
yeah, he is a pillow. He just lays there.
He's just got a wet cloth and just slaps her every time she gets wet when she's asleep.
If I was that dog, I'd be like, you're about to fall asleep, and then just put my nuts in her head. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not a dog. I can't be trained. I'm ruly. Right. So keep listening. Obviously, we love to hear from you, and any problems or anything like that, just drop us a message, man, if you're feeling depressed. Like, we're always active on our socials. We'll give you a little boost. It's, we're happy to help. Right, last email. Hi, I hope you're all well enjoying the long weekend. I never get a long weekend. I don't think any of us get bank holidays off, do we?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, yeah. Both of you are.
I work for healthcare.
Well, yeah. And in Canada, so you get all those made-up holidays.
We're basically
as well,
communist at this point. So.
Like, you get Family Day and Canada Day.
Family Day, just to make orphans feel like shit. Yeah, that's it.
You just go to the orphanage and spit at them.
I've got a day off of you.
No, you got a family. Oh.
I'm really enjoying the new games you guys have been playing. It's always good to have one every now and then just to get the juices flowing. I've decided to give myself a time limit on my course, like you guys have suggested, to see how it goes. So thank you for your advice. I have a quick one for you both. I've been frequenting porn sites for the last few years, and I've just found myself on there all the times of all day. Sometimes inappropriate times, like on the train or even while I'm in the supermarket.
Oh my, yeah.
I just find myself browsing it like it's a Facebook feed. I've tried to stop so many times, but I'm not sure how. Any suggestions on what I could do to fight and win these battles and stop, especially in public? I tell you, you're asking the perfect guy right here, because I said to Jamie when we got this email, when I used to work at the airport in Luton and I was waiting for the work bus to take us around, I used to stand there looking at fucking webcam websites, just and then watching stuff like that, waiting for the bus. Keeps you warm in those like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Because Dan sent me the screen. Vision this, Jim. Yeah, Dan sent me the screenshot of this email, and I go to Dan, "What kind of animal is going around the supermarket looking at porn?" Yeah, and Dan goes, "He's my kind of animal. I was at bus stops watching watching cam girls." I was like, "What?"
As long as you don't have the sound on, like that's the part where I
have your
draw the
earphones in,
line. Yeah, if you've got the sound on, then fuck you.
So you're listening to the full groaning in your headphones.
Yeah.
Shopping for gravy granules.
She's
you just
getting
hear
pounded
like,
out by the fuck machine 5000. Jesus Christ.
I like this.
It does
guy.
get to that point though, where you're just watching the telly and you're just going through it. Like, what's people been up to today? Obviously, they're all knocking each other out.
Yeah.
But like, you just go through like it is like Facebook. Just not even. It's not even like a sex thing anymore. It's just a habit.
Are you one of them guys down
looking at
that
it.
reviews the Pornhub videos?
God no, I've never put a comment on any video ever.
Okay.
Mostly because my hands are really busy. I haven't got a spare one if I can.
And as soon as they're not busy, you're filled of self-regret because it's like
Yeah, I quickly switch it
post-nut
on.
clarity.
Like that.
It kicks in straight
Can't
away.
see this. Lights go off.
Yeah, if you start recognizing the actresses and then like, oh, she's trying this thing now. Like if you know who the
she's
people
got a new
are,
haircut.
that's a problem.
It's like I like
Well,
the
what's
angle
happened to
Lucy
her
goes in
husband?
for the doggy now. She's changed that up.
It's like
since 2008.
Kardashians, isn't it?
Oh God.
The only obviously the way I got rid of it is just occupy. It's boredom at the end of the day. Is what it is. If you're doing it outside of like gratification, it's boredom. So obviously when I was doing it, I didn't have Sabina. I was just working and did have the podcast for years of like I was doing like that. But now I don't even think about it. I'm always doing the podcast stuff. If I'm not eating dinner, I'm
Busy.
seeing Sabina. I'm going to work. Yeah. So I don't even think about it anymore. It's not even a.
Does this person have a girlfriend? Like, do they?
He doesn't say. I don't think he does because he would have put it in there.
Yeah, because if they're having sex, then it probably wouldn't be.
And there's that as well.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't be so much of an issue. But yeah, if you go and have sex and it becomes habit, right?
Yeah. Isn't there a thing like with addiction stuff? Like if you replace it with things. So like I know with alcoholics, they do like a lot of fitness. So if you get the urge to have a drink, you could go out for like a run. Or like, so you're trying to preoccupy your mind with something else.
Yeah. He just starts running the second he's thinking about looking at porn.
Oh no, I would just be like, I'm not going to look at porn because then I don't have to go running. So I'm not running for no one. Because I'm not even going to do either
Yeah,
of
'cause
them.
if he goes the other
I'll just
way,
sit
he'll
my
have to
arse
start
together.
running on a treadmill before he shags.
He can't get it up until he's gone for a
I
run.
need to be out of breath.
It's like,
It's like that
Get the blood pumping.
asphyxiation, but running.
there's that whole thing as well. Like, so if you've got like passwords to websites and things like that, like get rid of all of that and stuff like that. So you're not, because obviously it learns, right? It learns what you like to look at. So like get rid of all like any users you've got, any like profiles or anything like that. Just get rid of it all, and then you won't be enticed because it's not showing you what you like. But it's hard. There's porn is an addiction. Yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, turn the data off your phone as well. If you can't use the internet, then just don't use your phone.
What's
that other thing, Jamie, that it said to make your phone black and white?
Yeah, grayscale your phone. If you grayscale your phone, it will. And I've tried it myself actually since we talked about it. It like halves your screen time on your phone because you're not that interested.
Yeah, 'cause it's
because
not-
all the apps, including Pornhub, have colours there that entice you to come back. and stay on the site. So if you grayscale
What's the magic? Is it if you make it past the first 3 or 4 days, then you've beat
Yeah.
it? Is that the
Yeah.
right thing?
Yeah.
So you just gotta stay. I'll tell you this, right? When we first started the podcast, and I went celibate because I was abusing myself too much. I got so much fucking done. My head was clearer. I slept better. I got up and I did things. So I tell you right now, man, if you just get that fucking kicked, you'd be better off for it because it just dulls the fuck out of you.
That's why boxers don't ejaculate before they fight.
That was in the Fury thing when he went back home and he's like, I've been celibate for 3 days and she's trying to kiss him. And he's like, don't touch me, don't touch me.
That's what they do. It's the only way to keep the aggression and to keep your mind like straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's an extreme,
Nuts,
right?
bro.
Like, this guy's not trying to fight. He's trying to buy broccoli at Sainsbury's and he's fucking porn in the fucking aisle.
It's when you go home around the supermarket and like all the logos and that are attractive to you.
Yeah.
That's when you want to go be worried.
Yeah,
You
this
know
is
what?
like
Like old Aunt Bessie. She's a filthy bitch.
I would leave my phone at home, I think. If I'm going for a supermarket trip, just leave your phone at home.
Yeah, but your cards are on there now and it's the future, Jamie. It's the future. I don't even know what my wallet is.
True.
Let's use a card.
Yeah.
Use my phone.
I just don't pull
No, I
my
think,
phone out when I'm out. But I'm not telling this guy to do that, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, but that's also because you have to stand still and stare
That's
at
true.
it.
Yeah, that's very
you can't
true.
walk.
I'm fucking blind as shit. Yeah. You know, I give people shit
I
in the
remember
pub
when-
for pulling their phone out because I can't.
I remember the second time I ever went over there, he was with this crazy woman.
Oh, God.
And the whole holiday, he just kept saying sorry to me because if he didn't message her back, she'd have a fucking go at him. And he'd be like, I'm sorry, Dan. And we'd have to stop. And then he'd walk down a bit more and he'd stop. And then he'd be like, I'm sorry, Dan. I'm like, dude, just text back and shut up. I don't want to fucking...
talking about
just do it. It doesn't
when you're
bother me.
younger and you have no self-respect and you just put up with shit because you're like, oh, I'm a piece of shit and I don't deserve any better. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, there's no fucking cure. You just got to cut back. Cut back. It's annoying as well that it gets to the point where it's not even... The habit is so boring.
Yeah, it's not even
Like,
fun.
It's literally just like when you...
It doesn't even feel sexual to
There's
this
no-
guy, but it feels... If someone was to see his phone screen, it would seem super inappropriate and sexual to them.
Yeah.
But it's not sexual to him
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
No.
a bit sad.
But that's why he's doing it in the supermarket, right? It's because to him it's nothing. It's not anything.
What is he wanking to then? That's what I want to know.
That's when you go down those rabbit holes, Jamie, because you need the dark
Well,
stuff.
he obviously knows he has a problem because he's contacting you, right? So he knows he has to stop. He's just trying to feed. The way you stop is to say, I'm not going to do it today. Don't worry about tomorrow or next week. Just don't do it today and
True.
stick to that. And then tomorrow, the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it today. And if you can't do that, then fuck it, you're in trouble. Best of luck. And, you know.
You just got to keep getting back on that horse. Yeah, do like 1 day a week, and then do 2 days, and then do 3 days, and if
Yeah.
you fuck up, don't beat yourself up about it. It's only fucking porn, isn't it?
I remember when we were smoking weed back in the day, Dan, that you...
No, I didn't, Jamie. Whatever I did to you, I didn't do. You're having flashbacks. That's like, when we were smoking weed together. No, I didn't. No.
Me, my brother, and Dan were sitting in Dan's outhouse.
You haven't made it any worse.
It's getting worse. Yeah, it's getting worse. And we were sitting there talking about porn, and then we were talking about Dan was already on his pursuit of weird porn back then, and he was like, "I've watched everything,
I love
man.
that question.
I've watched everything. I've even looked at gay porn and decided I didn't like it." And I remember us being so high when he said that. Like when he said that to my brother, me and my brother just did this. We was like. And then, like, we just stayed in this
that.
position. It was like,
I remember that day.
and
I always go to the extreme.
we was
I
laughing,
think I
but
said
there was
before,
no air going in and out. It was just
I always flip that on people. When I think I said before, me, Jamie, and this guy were driving up to Scotland, and he was sitting in the back, and he was like, so what kind of porn do you guys like? And I was like, mate, have you ever seen a midget riding a horse fucking a disabled person? And I was fucking, and he tried to change the subject. I'm like, oh no, you've opened this now. I'm, I'm gonna keep going.
And he's the type of bloke, which I always know is a liar. Where he's like, I only watch lesbian porn. No, you do not.
Oh yeah.
There's no man that only watches lesbian porn. It's impossible.
Yeah.
'Cause it's boring.
That's gay.
It's boring as fuck.
If you're watching lesbian porn,
And he
you're
likes
gay.
Olgins
And
as
you're just
well.
trying
He likes
trying to hide it.
trying to hide it.
he likes the cougars as well. That was another thing.
I like
Same guy.
cougars.
Yeah, he likes cougars. Yeah, but yeah, no, I just go pure filth, and he just can't handle it.
That was
It's
so
funny
funny
because in my day job, I help people with assistive technology going through vision loss. So quite frequently, I'll have to do stuff with people's phones. So I'll like on an iPhone, I'll swipe up to bring up all the tabs that are open. And a lot of people don't realise that the tabs on your phone stay open, and if you swipe up on it, it brings them all up, and you can close them. And quite frequently, I'll be like, "Oh, that guy's looking at porn," and he's like, he still has the tab open. I can fucking see it when I go on there. I have to pretend I haven't seen it. Like, it's so awkward.
I would click on it and just show him it. Like, you dirty dog. This is what you've been doing.
I would just drop it in conversation.
Yeah.
I would just drop it. Yeah. Be like, oh, you're a bit. Incest. Yeah. How's your sister doing?
Oh man.
Oh, so you're into family strokes.
Family Stroke's pretty good. And what's the other one? Sassy Sister. Is that the other one?
Don't know.
That's pretty good as well.
That's how I know Dan knows too much about porn sites.
Yeah, I don't even get to watch it anymore. I don't even know what. It's like music. When you get older, you're just like, what are these kids watching nowadays? I don't know what. I don't know what this shit is.
Jim can shut up, man, because he's the music guy. Like, if I ever I always get music from Jim. It's like half my catalogue.
It's hilarious though, because I'll fucking send shit to Danny and I'll be, oh mate, this band or this artist is amazing, and I'll send it to him and he'll be, oh yeah. And then like 6 months later, he'll send me a new song from them and be like, oh, this band's really good. Like, I sent you that, you prick. And you're not listening to him. I know you're not.
But because he sent it to me, it'll come on my feed, and I'll be like, oh, this is really good.
And he'll recommend it back to me. I'm like, what the fuck?
So now when I do it, I start the message with, I found this band, you've probably sent it to me, but if you haven't, you may like it. And then I send him the video.
There you go.
So,
just to cover my bases.
So what are you doing for your
disclaimer in your own messages now?
He lured me into a trap the other day because he sent me the new song by The Hives. So I went, oh, I wonder if they've got a vinyl coming out. And I hadn't even heard the album yet, but I bought it. It was a signed glow-in-the-dark vinyl. It's fucking quality. I wasn't going to go for my birthday. We were going to go to Edinburgh with my brothers. And I wasn't going to go because of my mortgage stuff and that. But obviously I really wanted to go. And then my brother Logan messaged me, was like, are we still going? And I was like, well, do you want to go? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. So that was my open. So we're going to Edinburgh. Well, I've booked us into Cocktail Geeks. They do like themed cocktails. So every few months they switch it up. So last few months was Star Wars, which I went to, which was quality. And now they're doing The Last of Us, like zombies and shit.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so we're going to that, and then we're going to go to NQ64 because Toby loves all his arcade machines. So it's an arcade bar. So we're going to go do that, and then we're going to have dinner with my family in the afternoon. So
that sounds fun, man. Yeah, sounds like a great day.
I can't wait. It's weird because like when I was younger, obviously I was quite angry and shit because of being in Luton, so I didn't really get on with my middle brother. And then my little brother was always like, I didn't want my parents to have him, but when he was born, I was sort of like, he's the youngest. So this is the first proper, we're going out as a like the brothers.
Yeah.
And I get to get them drunk and get abuse from my mum for bringing my brothers back hammered. Because Logan can't handle his drink, my youngest brother. And then when Toby gets a beer in him, fucking hell. So my brother's got Asperger's, I think I've said about it before. Yeah. So he doesn't really say anything, but as soon as you get a fucking drink in that motherfucker, Jesus.
Oh, really?
I took him. The three of us went bowling, and we couldn't drink because Logan wasn't 18 yet. He bought himself a fucking pitcher to himself, which was 5 pints. fucking sat there, drunk it, and then you should have seen the racist shit he put up as our names on the fucking. And he was, I was like, dude, you're gonna get us fucking thrown out for this, and he's like laughing, and you couldn't. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna try and do some Instagram stuff, but Sabina's not with me, and she's quite good at that.
So it's just the three yous, no mum, just the three boys.
I let Logan's mate Carl's come in. He's a really nice guy, so it's gonna be the four of us.
Sweet.
And yeah,
That'd be good.
Yeah,
Man.
no mum or anything. That's yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna try and not spend too much money, so it's lucky that Logan's a teetotaler. It'd be like one cocktail and it'd be done.
Yeah.
So, you're right. But no, so we've got this, which has been a quality fucking episode, and then my birthday, so 36 has been so far pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's alright. But that's all the emails. So thank you so much for coming, Jim. Like I know you're busy now with your bubby and life.
Well,
but we're so happy to have you
I
back.
miss you, man, and this is the closest I get to hanging out with you. So yeah, I come on anytime, and I love Jamie. He's great to hang out with too. So yeah, anytime.
Appreciate that, mate.
And the listeners love you as well, because there's been a few emails that have been like, "When's Jim coming?"
That's
they've
me
been
emailing
calling
you.
out for you.
That's me. I've just been emailing you with different accounts. And, yeah.
Please come
Yeah,
back.
please bring Jim back on. It's just me accidentally sign off as myself.
But yeah, we thought for like your first thing back, we wouldn't, because we left the D&D halfway played.
Yes, yeah, we should get back to that.
Yeah, so hopefully down the line. But for this one, I thought we'd just sit and have a chat, and it's been a good laugh.
I think for
really
for
good
your
laugh.
next D&D thing, you guys should be in a fantasy game on a pub crawl, and you should drink as we play, and we'll do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, sounds good. Like, what was that film called? Days End.
World's End, yeah.
World's
End,
End.
yeah.
World's End.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
complete
we tried to get the pub crawl.
shithousery going on the whole thing.
I need to
So you're
rewatch that
you're the
film.
D&D expert, Jim. So whatever you want to go with, we'll go with.
It was funny. I was at a blind people event yesterday, and I went over to a group of people to say hi, and that's the great thing about going off on a tangent. That's one of the great things about like blind people events is you can just go up to a group of people and not feel bad that you're like, hey, who is this? And then they're just like, oh, it's me. And you're like, oh yeah, and then you don't feel bad that. But this one person was just like, oh, Jim. They're like, I haven't seen you in so long. They're like, whenever I think of you, I think of D&D in front of all these people. I'm like, yeah, because I'm a giant fucking nerd. Yeah.
There's not like a lot of hands coming out at you at those events, is there? Like trying to touch your face.
There is, yeah. Like people will give really blind people. Some of them give really intense handshakes.
You can imagine, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
Ray Charles thing, isn't it? Where he's trying to find out fat chicks.
Yeah, you grab them by the wrist.
Where he, like, by the
Yeah.
wrist, yeah, and if they had fat wrists, he'd be like that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant.
I love it. But I know you're not involved anymore, but I want to say anyway. So Jim is sometimes with a Twitter account called Knights of the Braille, who do great things with like helping people that have sight problems, come together and have good D&D games. So if you want to, you check that out. They're on Twitter. Are they on anywhere else?
Yeah,
Jim?
just knightsofthebraille.com. Knightsofthebraille.com, and you'll find information there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we always support that. It's a great thing, and they do a lot of stuff, a lot of events and things like that. So, if you could take the time just to check it out, we'd really appreciate it. And Jamie, if you want to outro us out.
Thanks again, Jim, for coming on. Yeah, we appreciate all the votes, as Dan said earlier. We appreciate all the votes coming our way. We did not expect to get anywhere near even a mention, let alone a honourable mention at the awards. Hopefully we get put up on the fucking screen at the awards. We don't even know that yet. So if that happens, I'll be a happy man. But yeah, thank you to everyone for doing that. We've got plenty more guests coming. Jim will be back with a D&D, as we've already described. And if you've got any content ideas, questions, feedback for the show, send it into twomennohope@gmail.com. And we'll be back on Monday. See you Monday, Dan.
See you later, man. See you later,
Bye,
Jim.
guys.